Testing 1, 2, 3. Well, all right then. I think I'm about ready. Plan B. Plan B. There you go. Well, howdy there, everybody. I'm going to give this a go, mostly because I promised myself that I was going to do this. I've always had a problem trying to get myself in front of a camera and also ended up listening to myself. Neither of which I find all that comforting at times. But here I am. I made a promise to myself that before the end of 2024, yes me, I was going to sit down and record myself and put it on YouTube. And so here we are. Now, a word of warning to all the gentle souls out there. There may be some background noise every now and again. It kind of sound like, well, it might sound a little bit like some conflict going on somewheres. But I'm pretty sure it's all fireworks for the for New Year's Eve, and I'm also pretty sure that there may or may not be a gunshot or two in the midst of it, but most times I can't tell the difference between the two with what they're shooting off. There are some of the things that they blow off around here that actually end up, well, they end up rocking good old Casa de la they end up rocking good old Casa de la Tin Can. But we'll survive it. Everything will be absolutely fine and we'll get through it. So anyways, this way I'm going to want to start all of this, and we'll go from there. I did some writing, put it out there at times on things like things like Facebook, and there's Medium out there that I'll post things on, and I started posting on Substack also. So anyways, you might find me anywheres along there if you're interested in what I'm reading or what I'm writing. Also read it. So there you go. That's part of the whole deal. So anyways, this is what I wanted to share with my first YouTube channel program here, and everything goes all right. There's going to be more. So here you go. Anyways, it started out this business of a plan B. I'm wondering, do you have a plan B? I'm not talking about all those things that make health insurance more confusing than it already is. Now, the plan B I'm talking about is for your life. I'm not sure why I got to thinking about it, but it's been on my mind. What's your plan B? My mind asks me. What's a plan B? I ask back. Well, you know, that thing for when plan A blows up in your face. Well, that's what my mind says, sounding like it knows something I'm supposed to, but of course I don't. This is when that long, dramatic moment with suspenseful music comes into play. I don't have a plan B. It shouldn't be all that surprising since I never had a plan A. But still, for some unexplainable reason, I feel I should have a plan B. This is when I start doing what I always do. Overcomplicate. Yeah, there we go. Overcomplicating. See, I got it out. This is also when I start doing the mental hyperventilating thing that I do oh so well. A most interesting question came into my thoughts. I wonder if one can wander through life purposely. We're all, we've all heard it said that there's a purpose to each and every one of us. Can wandering through life, seemingly bouncing from here to there, be a real, honest-to-goodness life purpose? I've never heard of it being a life goal, although I suppose it could be. Try as I might, it just doesn't feel right to me, though if you ask me, I'd admit that upon reflection, that's almost the sort of way I live my life. I would, however, remove the word purposely from the whole discussion. Oh, I wandered, that's for sure, but I didn't do it with any sort of direction or even with any sort of purpose. I did have moments when I thought I knew what I wanted for my life. Hell, there was a time when if you asked me, I would have drawn it out completely down to exactly what the receptionist looked like. The thing is, I never knew how to get any of what I thought I wanted. And let me tell you that when you don't know how to get what you want, getting it, in my case at least, if not totally impossible, for sure enough is highly improbable. So, I never had a plan B because, as I say, I never had a plan A. Now today I find myself feeling the futility of my life. I sense you cheerleaders out there are jumping up and shouting, "It's not too late. It's not too late. It's never too late." Well, I do hear you, and I'm not going to say I disagree. Yeah, I know. Surprise, surprise. That's why I'm going to share something that happened to me the other day. It's something that I want to say is giving me a plan B. Since plan A, it worked out so brilliantly. For those that missed it, yeah, that's sarcasm. Watching YouTube has become my preferred entertainment mode lately. I've got a few topics I'm interested in, and one of them found me watching videos put out by Brooke Sears. And her talking about how YouTube has made a difference in her life. Some of you know I've been going on about doing something on YouTube for long enough that, I'm sure you're tired of hearing all about it. But I'm a bit addicted to watching videos on why I should start a YouTube channel. Long ago, came to realize I'm a true voyeur when it comes to watching other folks do the things I say I'd be interested in doing. The important thing here is that, well, Brooke, well, she mentioned something that really got my attention. The thought of creating a legacy. One of the things that's always bothered me is that I never knew anything about my parents. The where and whys of their lives, you know, their histories. They didn't talk about where they came from, and on the occasions that I tried to find out anything, well, the subject was immediately changed. It was as if they were in some witness protection program that wouldn't even allow their children to know about their past. I mean, I never knew the first thing about how my parents met or any of that. How many of us would like to know more about our parents? The thought of legacy interests me because I never knew where I came from as it was. Somewhere in the way back, I put a couple of videos on YouTube, and recently one of my daughters shared something with me that touched me deeply. She told me that at times when she might want a hug from me and I'm not there, well, she pulls up one of those videos and it helps. That's the sort of thing I've thought about but never gave any real validity to. And then, well, there was my daughter and Brooke Sears, and she mentioned that same thing. After all, what's so special about me? Well, it's true. I might not be that special in the overall role of what happens in this world, but then again, if I'm honest, neither were my parents. And yet, I'd love to know their stories. Sure, my mom and I never got along all that well, and my dad was always, at best, distant. But I admit, it might be nice to just, once in a while, turn on something where I'd see their faces and hear their voices once again. So Plan A, Plan B, and Legacy are all swirling around inside my head. I've never agreed that we are better off ignoring our past. I think we are less, perhaps far less, for ignoring our past. If I'm any indication, then I'll boldly state that one of the problems we often experience in our lives is that, well, we don't know where we came from. I'll never hear my mother and father sharing stories of their past. The thing is, I can't change any of that because, well, they're gone. But I can create a way for my children and their children so that they can hear my stories and never have to wonder who I was. No, I'm no one special, but that doesn't mean that maybe, just maybe, my children and their children might think I'm special enough to listen to and see now and again on YouTube. Legacy is something we can all share, and something I, for one, think we all should at the very least consider sharing with those we love. Plan B may well be activated. Now be good to others and yourself. Drop a pebble and share your legacy. Until next time, happy trails.